whole purpose of organisations that have social objectives that are out there to change people's lives. That's at the heart of what they do, and so it seems fundamental that they know how well they're doing that. You know, all organisations will have some way of reporting on their financial performance. They'll have a consistent way. They use the same way. But we don't find that with organisations with social objectives. And you sit there with talking to managers and boards about the extent to which they invest and spend their time on managing their finances is often more than the time they spend on managing the impact that they're having. They know they're having one, you know, that they almost certainly are having big impacts, but they don't know exactly how much. They don't know exactly, therefore, the extent to which they are getting the most impact that they possibly can. And so it goes to the heart of an organisation that wants to change people's lives, that they know whether they are and that they do the best job they can of it.
I think the SE100 index is a really important and interesting evolution of what's going on in social enterprise right now. I mean, it's really a tangible evidence of the maturity of the sector, and I think it's a great vehicle to celebrate the success of some of those businesses within there. It's a benchmarking tool, and I think it will just generate even more interest and awareness and publicity and engagement with the sector.
When I talk to staff that work in the Wise Group about why they enjoy working for a social enterprise, they usually say to me it's about making a difference with the customers that we work with. And we know in our hearts and our heads that's what working for a social enterprise is all about. But when I talk to people like politicians or big business or stakeholders, that's not good enough. What they want to know is, what impact do you make? What economic, social and environmental impact do you make? And can you demonstrate it and quantify it? So that's why I think the SE100 Award for Impact is extremely important to us as a sector.
Within FRC Group, we today have three main areas of business, three separate businesses. They are Furniture Resource Centre, which was our original business and is still thriving today. Furniture Resource Centre delivers packages of brand new furniture to social landlords, developers, housing associations and contractors right across the UK, which fundamentally allows them to take an empty property, bricks and mortar, and turn it into a home very quickly and furnish it to a very high standard. Bulky Bobs is our waste management company. Bulky Bobs works on contract to local authorities, and it collects, reuses and recycles bulky household waste. Much of what we collect is in perfect condition and is reused straight away. Some of it needs refurbishing, and it goes to our workshops in Walton Prison, where inmates who work for Bulky Bobs and are paid a wage refurbish it. All of the refurbished and reusable product is sent up to our Revive store. In Revive, fantastic quality pre-loved furniture is sold to people on a low income. As a social enterprise, our ambition is limitless, but our resources are finite. So what we need to do is make sure that we're actually allocating our time, effort, resources and cash in those areas where we're going to have the greatest impact. And in order to know the impacts that we have, it stands to reason that we need to measure them. And we then need to internally compare the impacts that we're creating in different businesses. So social accounting and our work around social return on investment is vitally important to us. Without that, we have some anecdotal evidence that we're doing some good things, but we simply don't know whether we're doing enough, whether we're applying ourselves to the right area, and where we could be doing more. So we see our work around social accounting, social reporting, and social return on investment as two things. It's both reporting on the past, but it's also an internal predictive tool that allows us to identify the impacts we're likely to have in the future and to allocate our resources appropriately.
One of the great things about working with FRC is the quality of the data that the team's been able to put together. There's a real belief and a passion at FRC for the social impacts that we're able to deliver, and the information and the measures that we put to those really holds us accountable and enables the board to hold the business accountable to real delivery. So we've got great information that we get on a monthly basis to really help us drive the key indicators and the key performances that we want, both again on commercial, but also really importantly on the social impacts and on the environmental impacts. And I have to say from my own experience, for such a small business, FRC do a really great job at providing this high level of information.
all of the business activity, all of the strategizing that we do and the plans that we put into effect are simply the means that allow us to deliver our ends. And our ends are primarily getting good quality furniture to people who really need it and can't necessarily afford it themselves. And equally importantly, creating real and meaningful training opportunities for people that get them into work at the end of their training program.